Good morning, pregame crew. It is Monday, May 9th, 2022, 8:23 a.m. Eastern, 6:23 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm back. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for supporting Dan and Jason last week. I know they did an amazing job. Good morning, Stephen, Matthew, Greg, Roger, Haley, Lisa, Night Truck, my girl Tammy, Patrick, Fat N, me, myself, and I, Michelle, Empower, Bobo, Amera Asia. Hey, Denise, they did. 2 bearded guys try to impersonate me, but you didn't fall for it. Good job, Denise. Thank you, Chuck. My day can get started. Hey, Rosemary. Hey, Jorge, Slow Devil. Aloha. It was a wonderful, very relaxing week. It was awesome. If you're just tuning in later in the day, you can fast forward if you would like to. This says around 6:30, and I'll get started with the indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. I have my notes. If you're a TCG member, you will get those notes in the chat room when I am done. If you don't follow me on Twitter, why not? Chart Gal Lori, you can go give me a follow. And if you could hit the like button, that would be great. But my goal here is not to beg for likes, subscribes, notify, all of that stuff. It's fun if you do it, but that's not why I'm here. My job here is to get you ready for the trading day to the best of my ability, and that's what I plan to do. Hey, Jessica, thank you. Hey, Kent, Jerome, Mary, Chill Effect, LAP to win. Thank you. So now I'm going to scroll back up. Matthew wants to look at MSOS. So y'all got to give me a little leeway this morning. I may be a little rusty. I really took off last week, for real. Barely looked at the markets. And that's very unusual for me. So yeah, MSOS, great bounce on a Friday. Where are we on this bounce? Low was 13.16. I'm going to do the high of after hours. We're back about the 50% retrace. Considering how weak the market is this morning, I would say that's pretty good here. The fact that we are bouncing, let me change that color so you can see it. So we bounced Friday and we're pulling back, but we're holding up. We're down 4%. It feels like a lot, but we haven't even given up 50% of Friday's move. So we have enough room for a higher low on the day compared to 13.16. And it would be a feat for the bulls to go get over $14.89 and then $15. So looking okay. Nothing scary yet. 4% sounds scary. When you look at the retrace, it's not terrible. Okay, MSO, CCJ for Haley. Welcome all the women traders. That's awesome. This is a trading show for men and women alike, but it's cool getting more women on the show. We are at the daily 200 MA on CCJ. Haven't looked at this one in a while either. So we're looking for the weekly higher low. Earnings was last week. Got that out of the way. What's the retrace here? So we're at the golden pocket of 2309. And that's where we are at 2311. 4 hour is skirting oversold. So one of the principles that we teach our methodologies is we start looking for a weekly higher low around 4 hour oversold. You can start scouting that potential weekly higher low. We're at the golden pocket and we're at the daily 200 MA. This may be a dip buy today, but just be patient. 2276 is your support from pre-market. And then 2229. I'm scrolling through. That was a tough picture to look at, Fat N, of those bearded men. Okay, let's look at the dollar. The dollar, I noted these 3 daily candles all have upper wicks. Of course, this day is just now getting started, so it's not finished yet, but it is notable. Selling. We're pulling back pretty hard up here at 104.18. Looks like the bears are shorting that as if it's a double top. Your next support, 103.186. You have enough room on the 4 hour, but I noticed this morning that gas started pulling back super hard. We had a lot of bear volume start coming in back here, so it was interesting. Oil's bouncing a little bit. Gold, nice bounce on gold on that pullback on the dollar. Okay, let me go back. We have 3 more minutes. Yep, lots of fear in the market. Good morning. Do you want Hood, Ricky? Or is it good morning? I know you make good morning. Oh, that's your favorite show? Awesome, I-Man. I appreciate that. CLPT, and we will be looking at Bitcoin. Okay, what does this do? Looks like we have earnings May 11th, so that's in 2 days in, come on. That's in after hours, I believe. So after hours on Wednesday. Your next support is 748. So look here at this prior support of 782. That's what we held on Friday. 782 becomes the level. And your resistance 830, 850. What is liquidity on this? There's really gappy. Yeah, liquidity is really low on this. 223,000 shares on an $8 instrument. That's about $1.7 million. That's not a lot traded during the day, and that's why it looks kind of gappy. Okay, I will be looking at Tesla. Let's look at ADA. Potential 1 hour bear flag, 1 hour inside bars. Resistance is 0.672, support 0.6549. Crypto is just absolutely getting hammered this morning. And the alts are not holding up as well as Bitcoin. Bitcoin's holding up just a little better, so the altcoins are really getting crushed. Let's see, I had something to show y'all. Here is a picture of my view. This was the house, and this was like a walkway. It was not a road, like an easement or whatever. And then here was the view. It was pretty spectacular, I must say. And I took this from the bedroom so you could see how close I was. They had a blowhole right there so I could watch the water. I would sit right about here and just watch this. It was unbelievable. So I missed y'all last week. This is part of who I am. Trading and the pregame show, it's part of who I am. So I really, really missed y'all. 1.27 extension on ADA, by the way, may be around 61 cents. Let me look at Mana, and then we'll get started on the day. Just real weak like everything else. $1.10 prior resistance could act as support. 15-minute getting a decent bounce, but bears are in control of this chart. Hey, MG, thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's get started. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. I'm Chart Gal Lori. This is who I am, and I'm part of the Chart Guys community. We teach technical analysis, and it is our goal to teach people how to fish versus just handing them fish. And I had a little, y'all know me and my little epiphanies in the morning, and then I have to draw it. So again, I have my notes. I'm going to try to stay organized. I'm going to try to rip through 25 charts in 25 minutes. If I have any time for requests, I'll try to get to them. But it's important for me to educate as I share setups and get you ready for the trading day. And it occurred to me this morning right here. I typed it up. Trading is one of the only professions or industries where beginners go up against pros immediately. So if you lose $1,000, it did not come out of thin air or go into thin air. Or if you win $1,000 at trading, if you have a successful trade and you make $1,000, that didn't come out of thin air. You're taking that $1,000 from someone else. It's literally one of the very, name another profession that does this. I can't think of another one where the minute you start trading, you are going up against professionals that have spent tens of thousands of hours trading. I'm not trying to overwhelm you or say that this is too daunting, that you can't figure it out. You can. But to me, this is the trading profession progression. So it is my opinion, I drew these lines so they're kind of pathetic, but I think we get the point. If you're starting out trading, it is my contention that you can make money trading one setup on one ticker. It's actually my contention that you could actually, that's what you should be doing. Not only is that the way you can make money, that's what you should be doing. Trade fewer setups and fewer tickers. Get to know that ticker's personality. Did you know that some tickers on more to a 34 EMA compared to 21 EMA? Your ticker is responsive to certain technical indicators, and you have to get intimate with that setup and with that indicator. I've told you that I think you can trade and make a lot of money just trading EMA crossovers. So an EMA crossover on ES would be right here, where the 8 crosses over the 21 or the 12 crosses over the 26. And you only do that on the 4 hour, and you stay in the trade as long as that cross stays in place. And so it would have stopped you out down here. So that would have been about 300 points to the downside. So it is my contention that you should start at the bottom of this pyramid. And this is where the pros are. They can trade all tickers across all asset classes and multiple setups. They understand correlations. They understand how all these moving pieces work. So if you're an intermediate trader, you could do 2 setups, maybe, and a few tickers. And as you progress upwards, maybe 3 to 4 setups and many tickers. So I think that you should really focus on one setup and one ticker. If you're a newer trader and you're inconsistently profitable and you are trading multiple setups and multiple tickers, I promise you, you will continue to lose money. You need to get focused on one strategy, focus on one setup, just a ticker or 2, maybe 1 or 2 max, and just focus on that. And that way you can stop handing money over to the pros. All right, so you only trade Tesla every day? Oh, interesting. Oh, you're right, MG. Poker is the same way. Poker, beginners go up against pros. For those, yeah, wash sell rule would affect on one ticker if the wash sell rule applies to you, but it doesn't apply to me because I trade a corporation, but I am not an accountant. So if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation as to what all my colors are. And here's some of the jargon I use. Queen of the Mountain. That just means I like this setup more so than another compared to another setup. I have a higher conviction. Ninjas only means it's most likely a difficult or volatile setup. All right, let's look at ES. Actually, I'm going to get started with the Dow. The Dow is what I'm focusing on today. So look at the monthly. Dow is holding support. So let me get a price label here so you can see it. 32167. 32167 is that key support. Key support. 32167. We are holding it. Look, 32236. We are holding it by, I didn't do this math earlier, $59, 33. No. 33, come on. I can do it, $69. So monthly support is holding on YM. RTY, no. NASDAQ, no. ES, questionable. It's questionable. So we have a support over here at 402925, and we held that by $1.75. So Dow is really my litmus test for the day to see how we can come out of this. And hourly trends, let me type this out. Focus on hourly trend changes. If you're trying to buy this bottom, you could get cut up. This could be a falling knife because we don't have hourly trend changes. We need hourly trend changes to prove that we have friends with us on the trade. Let's look at Hang Seng. Has this changed? It's down 3.8% overnight, and the DAX is 1.5%. Let's see, what did I write earlier? It was down 1.1% earlier. Now it's down 1.5%. So Europe's not looking pretty good. It's not looking good. It's red. NQ is super heavy today. Let me give you the hourly resistance before I switch off of YM. 32625. That would be hourly higher high. And that's step 1. Step 2, get the hourly higher low and get the trend change. That's when we know we have friends with us on the trade versus bears just covering and just collecting some profit. RTY. Your next support is down at 1746. 1746, super, super weak. Your resistance, 1826, and low of this morning, 1794. What's step 1? If we get an hourly low or high, that's okay. All right. Get that higher low, get that higher high. Trend changes, trend changes, trend changes. That's what we need. A bounce is just a bounce. It's nothing without a trend change. On this 15-minute, we have support at 12343, and you have resistance at 12455, then 12519. And below our low of morning, 12343, our next support is 1220725. So if you're looking at all these colors over here on the legend, the light gray ones are support and or resistances. So your support from way over here, go find it, of 12207, that is from March 2021. Okay. and ES. We have a support at 402.925, resistance 409.3, and what we need is an hourly, lower, higher, higher, high, however you do it, higher, low, then a trend change. That's what we need to see this bounce get going. And then you got to start putting bears underwater with volume. Start doing it with volume. And for the most part, our general rule of thumb are gap ups are for selling, gap downs are for buying. And it looks like there's a little bit of buying this morning, but it is not with any amount of large conviction yet. Okay, let's look at the VIX. The VIX were in a 4-hour EQ. So high 36.64, lower low 24.94, lower high 35.34, higher low 29.83, and we now have a lower high forming at 34.37. This 4-hour EQ continues to tighten, and what the market bulls want to see is we want to see this hourly lower high get set, maybe EQ out over here, and then break to the downside. We need VIX down. VIX needs to sit down. It was up 13% this morning, so it is coming down just ever so slightly, but we're up almost 11%. There's a lot of fear in this market. I absolutely will do Bitcoin analysis. Don't you worry. US 10-year. US 10-year is coming up against a 6-month resistance, 3252. This is from July of 2018. Look at this candle for the last 6 months. It started forming January, so it will close June 30th, 2022. Look at this candle. We're coming up against that resistance. We need the US 10-year to sit down. We need VIX to sit down in order to help out that market. And I will admit, I was a little slow this morning in how I was doing my analysis. I just got to get back up on that horse. I realized that. So I did not create a lot of alerts. So you're not seeing a lot of orange dotted lines on my charts like you normally do because I don't have my alerts set. I recognize that I'm a little bit slower because I've got to get acclimated back to the charts and to the environment. So I know I will be pumping the brakes for myself today to make sure that I don't start back from vacation with a red day. I don't want that. So I'd rather just trade very little to not at all and just watch the charts and again, get acclimated. Resistance on Bitcoin is at 33153, support 32646. We have lost that ever important support of 32933. We lost it, and that is a level from January of this year. Your next support is down at 29301. 29301. And this is some elevated volume. And I wouldn't even call that this is a volume climax here, this candle, because we're not done. The selling has just been lasting forever. So right now, hourly downtrend, hourly inside bars, hourly quick EMAs dominating price, period. Dominating price. We need an hourly trend change for this oversold bounce to get any movement. And 4-hour 8 EMA would still be waiting for the bulls right here at 33800. 33800. It has been dominating since May 5th. So 4 days. Hours and hours and hours and hours of bear domination. Now, the question will be, who changes that hourly trend first? So let me explain what I mean. If you are only a crypto trader, it would behoove you to get to know the stock market just to help your Bitcoin trading, because I can tell you they're all not going to change the trend at the exact same minute. One is going to give a heads up. And what I mean is on NASDAQ, if we could get an hourly trend change and Bitcoin hasn't changed the trend yet, that would give you a clue that Bitcoin is more likely to change the trend depending on which one goes first, the canary. Or if Bitcoin changes the hourly trend back to the upside and NASDAQ has not, that could give you a clue. So we can gather clues from different asset classes because they do provide heads up on the daily. They give you a clue. So I'm telling you my canary for the day. Let me write down my canaries. For day, YM monthly level. Key to hold. And that is right, come on. Right here, 32167, 32167. That is absolutely key. Apple must hold 150, and I want SMH to hold 22580, I believe. Let me go make sure. 22580. Here is the 3 keys to the day, in my opinion, for me. And I'm just keeping it simple, stupid. First of all, it's my first day back, and I traveled a long way to get to Kauai. So I'm just making it simple for me. SMH, semis are the fuel to the NASDAQ engine. NASDAQ is key for the market. In order for NASDAQ to get its hourly trend change, in my opinion, the semis are going to have to get the trend change, and Apple has to hold that 150.10. Okay. Let's go back to Bitcoin. So on Bitcoin right now, I'm telling you, we have hourly inside bars. Bears are large and in charge as long as hourly and 4-hour EMAs are overhead, period. We could get hourly trend changes, higher high, or lower high, higher low, higher high, and still reject and have potential bear flags on higher time frames. So the onus is on the bulls today, and boy, do they have to have their hard hats on. Ethereum is a little stronger. Do y'all see that? Oh, thank you, Ross. I appreciate it. Y'all bring the good energy. So let me flip back to Bitcoin. See how these are 2 yellow candles? If you're interested in my chart setup to know what these yellow candles are, they're inside bars, but the rest of my chart setup is in the video description below. You can click on that link and get what all of my different colors are and why I use them. I go through the Fibonacci math series and why I chose 8 and 21 EMAs, yada, yada. Bitcoin, hourly inside bars. Ethereum, you see how we broke bull over yesterday, the last hourly candle, we've already broken higher. So Ethereum is just a little bit stronger than Bitcoin. Your support, the low of this move, 2358, then below that, 2300. Regardless of Ethereum breaking that 5 a.m. candle high, despite that, I'm going to delete everything, and I want to show you this. You see that 8 and 21 EMA separation? It's kind of like, what do you call those pinball games? And you have the flipper, and it flips the ball. Well, it's flipping the price to the downside. You see that pinball flipper? With the EMA and the slope of that EMA, which I call SOTIMA, slope of the EMA, when it's pointing down like that, it tells you who's driving the bus, the bears, and how fast they're driving it, super fast. So you see when the EMAs are kind of flat, like here, that means the bears are just slowly pushing down price. Here, they are having their way with price. And look at the air pocket between price and the 8 EMA. That shows how rapid price is accelerating to the downside. So watch those EMAs. They can give you clues to the upside and to the downside. Oh, you're sweet. You know, Dan is the GOAT. When I grow up, I want to be like Dan, but every year of experience I get, he gets one more year of experience over me. So I guess I'm never going to catch him, but he's pretty dang good. Okay, so gold. We have this little daily EQ, all right? We have a daily EQ. We already looked at the dollar. We saw that strength. So gold is in a 4-hour downtrend. We are not oversold. Nice lower wick of bulls buying this dip here. We held this 1849. We hit 1854 and we bounce. But what's going to happen on a bounce? 4-hour lower high is more likely scenario compared to 1885.60 and then 1894. So beautiful hourly bounce. Yay, you want to clap for him? But guess what? Look at all the work they'd have to do to clear that 1885. An hourly lower high is anticipated, then get the hourly higher low and get that trend change. Gold bulls, nice bounce, lots and lots and lots of work to do. Thanks, MG. I appreciate it. Okay, so this morning I was doing the commodities analysis and I noticed oil is still weekly uptrend, yes. Daily uptrend, yes. 4-hour uptrend, no. This morning, it broke this 106.45, but not by a lot. By 19 cents and bounced. So right now, they may be considering that to be a 4-hour slight double bottom. Actually, that's not clear at all. Let me get a better time frame. Come on, computer. You can do it.